Hey guys, here's the pan pastels demo. I'm going to do it with a wood duck. The idea is that you would use pan pastels. You end up with something along these lines. Clearly, if you're proficient with an airbrush, it's way faster. So the things that you will need for this. You will need some sort of artificial head. I have an assortment from different people here. Pick your favorite. I would suggest that you do some experimenting and find out if there's any reactions with the heads, because I had one of these react. The paint is bubbling up and it isn't sticking. I don't know if that's a fluke or if it's just that particular manufacturer. Anyway, so for this, I used Krylon Color Master Primer in white. We'll use that as our base so we can skip one of the colorings. Krylon Workable Fixative 1306. And then at the end, I'll use Krylon Matte Finish 1311. Some people could probably use Mod Podge instead. I have not used that product yet, so I can't speak to that. The colors of pan pastels you will need are yellow ochre, permanent red, and black. So very simple, just 3 colors, because we're going to use the white from the primer for the white part of the bill. Paper towels, I like Viva paper towels. I know they're pricey, but they're awesome. Some sort of reference material. Grab your favorite magazine. And then what do you apply it with? I have some fine brushes here. Just bought at Michael's. The paper towel. And then you can use these makeup applicators or little sponges you can find in the beauty supply aisle. Nothing really spectacular or expensive. And of course, I like gloves because the powder sticks. So the first thing I do with my heads is I clean them, either with acetone or lacquer thinner or whatever product works best for the head that you're working with. Let that dry. Ideally, you would drill out the nasal area, but I didn't. Then you would prime it with the Krylon white primer. Let that dry. And then you will essentially prime it again with the workable fixative, the 1306 from Krylon. Let that dry. For pan pastels, if you want your colors to not be blended, you need to seal the colors in between with the workable fixative. If you do want to blend them, you would not seal between the colors. So I'm going to start with this. I kind of have them in a series. So this head, I'm going to start with the yellow. Unfortunately, my yellow came shattered, so it's all already dusted. I have been told that the newer pan pastels, you can bring them back to life with alcohol and press them, but I haven't tried it, and I'm lazy. So anyway, some of the heads have a more defined line as to where to put the yellow. You always look at your reference. I'm just going to rough this in because this is a demo and you guys got things to do. So you can apply it with the brush. Pardon my dog whining in the background. As you see, that's not super dark. So you're going to either need to do layers. The other thing you can do is take a little bit of paper toweling and just a little bit of the powder, and you can actually rub it on, which will give you a more saturated coloring. I don't know if you can tell that in the video, that this is darker than the part on the top. For detail areas, that's going to be harder to accomplish with this paper towel, but anyway, so you can put your color on, and obviously, you might want to take a little bit more time than I am, but this is just a quick demo. Blow off the extra. I'll use this for the red. So anyway, I would do that. If that wasn't dark enough, then I would seal it, and then I would put another layer of yellow on and keep going until I get it to the darkness or saturation that I wanted. Okay, so we'll say we sealed in the yellow. That's the yellow ochre. And then this one is one where I sealed it. I'm going to add the red now. You will need a clean brush for each color. Clean paper towel. You don't want to end up with orange here. Maybe on a different duck, but not this one. Again, obviously you're going to want to follow an actual photo, but I'm just going to fake this here. Fake it till you make it, right? So I've started to add some color. You can go in with some of the paper toweling and rub it on. You can come in with one of these makeup applicator spongy things. I'm not so sure about these. I haven't really messed around with these. They come in different types of like soft styrofoam, so I'm not sure if one type of styrofoam would be better over another. But that's another thing to try. So you're going to fill in with red. I'll do a little bit more here so it actually kind of starting to look like a woody. And no, I'm not actually looking at my reference. I should be. You would if you were doing this though, right? The dog's noisy. Yep, extra noisy today. Jaeger, be quiet. So anyway. It is faster, I think, when you can use paper towel. But in those detail areas, there's no way that you would be able to. So again, for me, this isn't anywhere near as dark as I would want it. So I would seal this with the fixative, let that dry, come back and do another layer of the pastels. And again, you know, look at your reference, make sure you got the smile in the right spot. Okay, let's say we seal their red. Now we move on to black. To me, the black just, it doesn't, it's hard to get it as saturated as you want, as opaque. So anyway, you would do your spots. See that? Like on the white, well, and this is over white primer too, so maybe that's part of it. And this is a really poor brush to use. You have to experiment with small brushes to get to where you want. Like that definitely doesn't show at all. But if I rip off some paper towel, maybe that'll do a better job. And again, this is a different head too, so who knows? It has primer on it, so that should be better. But if I work on the nail a little bit here, just with the paper towel, you can see how much darker that is. Hopefully you can see that. Then up here, see? You might want to skip doing pastels with black because honestly, it takes a lot of layers. Over white anyways. So maybe it would be better to do that one with your airbrush or hand paint with acrylics. And of course, it's nice if you want to, again, I don't have a reference picture, but you know, you can go super fast and fill in some of these other areas too. Again, you can build the color, but I think it's better to just go ahead and seal it and then add another layer because then you're not rubbing off the color you already applied. So anyway, if you keep at it and you are careful, this is actually done with pastels. Is it better than airbrushing? For me it is, because I'm not very good at airbrushing. Not that I'm the best at this either. So when you're happy with where you're at, then you would seal this. I would use the matte finish. Again, people would probably also be able to use Mod Podge, but I haven't tried that before. So, wood duck, pastel. Good luck!